What about you, Nicole?
Currently, I'm single, and my longest relationship was about a year.
How long have you been single?
For 2 years, probably.
2 years. Okay, nothing's changed really since your last appearance?
It changed a little bit in the sense where I was like celibate at that time, but then I wasn't like celibate for a little bit. But then I regret that, and looking back, I should have just stayed celibate, and I'm kind of like what Ella's on, where I'd rather be alone than be disrespected. And I honestly think as a woman, it's like sex is very different for us. Like when we have sex with a man, like we have certain hormones that we release that actually brings us closer to the man, and we get attachment. And men, it doesn't really operate the same way a lot of the time, especially if you're just forming an emotional bond. So that's kind of what I'm on, and I'm not really looking for something right now. I'd rather just focus on my goals and put my energy towards that because, yeah.
And so you said you're currently celibate.
Yes.
How long have you been celibate?
For like a month, because I recently like...
Oh, okay.
No, because I was just like kind of seeing one person.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I wasn't talking or like open to other people, but I was seeing one person kind of seriously. But
kind of seriously? What does that mean?
Just like pretty often.
How often?
It varied, but like...
Once or twice a week? 3 times a week?
No.
Less?
Like less, yeah.
Once a week?
But they were kind of far away, so yeah.
Oh, it was long distance, kind of serious?
Kind of, yeah.
But you were in a long distance situationship?
Low key, yeah. Exactly.
Why would you be long distance with somebody who's not your boyfriend? Okay.
Well, it wasn't like long distance, but it was just someone I had like great interest in that happened to be far away.
Where?
None of your business.
How far away?
Like 2 hours away.
Okay, Los Angeles.
No.
Okay. Yeah, no. It could be San Luis Obispo. Okay, so is that done? That's over?
Yes.
You broke up with him, he broke up with you?
Well, we weren't together.
So.
But I kind of just stopped talking to him.
I thought you had really strong feelings for him.
Yes, but then I realized that he wasn't who I thought he was, because I feel like us women do this often where we like think of someone's potential or fantasize about who they could be, to whereby we get kind of delusional and we think like I'm trying to attract a high value man, and like the second I saw that he wasn't like a high value man, I have no reason to be like talking to someone that isn't when I'm like a high value woman and going towards that and trying to attract that.
How long it took you to determine that he was not a high value man?
Probably just like 4 to 6 months or something. I didn't see him that long.
Okay.
Not even a potential to be though? You said potential.
Potential, like his potential?
Yeah, like was he ambitious?
He definitely has the potential, and he definitely is very knowledgeable about what it takes to be the potential. But I think us women and men mature at different rates, and we also heal differently, because women, we can sit down. A lot of us are going to be more open about our emotions and past experiences and learn from each other, so we heal at a faster rate, and we're able to move on and see the past as kind of lessons. I feel like men struggle more, and they kind of start wanting to hurt women, or unintentionally or intentionally, because of the pain they felt from other women, and it takes them into good, like it'll take them into other connections, even if like the girl is like right, just because they haven't like healed themselves. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is I think he was more immature than I thought he was.
How so? What about him was immature?
I don't want to like call him out. Hopefully he's not.
Okay,
like,
here I think I have a good hunch. He was seeing other women. He wasn't loyal to you. Okay, but it also sounded like.
Well, it's not like I wasn't seeing other people, just not as seriously. But it wasn't.
When you.
Okay, basically, my friend sent me his Tinder, and that gave me the ick.
Wait, hold on. Did you have any dating apps at this time?
No, I've never had dating
But
apps.
you said, regardless, okay. But you said that you were seeing other people too.
Yes, but not seriously. Like I wasn't.
Were you sleeping with them?
No.
Then why? Hold on. You're saying during the entire period of time you were seeing him, you didn't sleep with anybody else.
Yeah, no.
So why would you be seeing other people?
Well, just to be like open to other people, not put all your eggs into one basket. We weren't exclusive, we weren't together. I'm still open to, but
so it's an ick for him to have Tinder and to be exploring his options and to be seeing other women, but if you're doing the exact same thing, that's okay?
It's not that he was exploring his options in other women that throws me off. It's just that it was on Tinder, because I feel like a lot of us know that those dating apps, especially Tinder, for like men, they're really like sleeping around kind of with whoever. I mean, what do you guys think is your opinion? I feel like some
it's a hookup app.
Definitely
it's a hookup app, but I mean,
but the bottom line is you wasn't serious. Y'all wasn't serious.
Yeah,
and
no.
you saying you regret. You said you regret. So I'm guessing y'all slept together?
Yes.
Okay, so the fact that y'all slept together, would it be far-fetched for me to assume that you sleeping with him actually gave you more feelings for him?
Probably.
And you didn't like the fact that he was on Tinder because the feelings you had for him were developing past a casual, like, getting to know you type ordeal. Okay, so basically in her head,
that eventually
she caught
happens,
feelings, and him being on Tinder translated to him not basically feeling the same way.
Yeah, it's not exactly just about that. I guess I kind of viewed it as I'm someone who's so careful about who I hook up with and establish a serious connection with, that why would I be like giving all my energy and all of that to someone who would give that to like anyone on a dating app just for like a quick nut?
You weren't
like
giving him
kind of
you weren't giving him all your energy. You were dating other men.
I wasn't dating other men, like, seriously.
How do you
What do you
know
mean,
that
seriously?
he was just on the app for a quick nut? You said you were like talking to other people. He could have been on the app just to talk to other people as well.
That's a fair point.
True.
And then you were also saying like not doing it safely. Like he could still be on a dating app and hooking up with people, but still doing it safely.
So you cut him off because you seen him on Tinder?
Well, it was other things too.
Okay, because she said it gave her the ick, which means it was just a visceral response to seeing him on Tinder.
I guess I just have very set standards in my head, and if something doesn't meet it, I don't mind to leave. Like, I'd rather be alone and like respect myself and not settle, if that makes sense.
What are those?
Well, I think that one of the greatest things a man can have is self-control, and I can't really picture a man, like this vision that I have of a high-value man, using Tinder for attention or talking to other people. I feel like a high-value man like honors and cherishes connections that he meets in like person, like more tangible ones, if that makes sense.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Did you want it to be more serious? Like, were you like you were looking for a serious relationship with this man?
Not necessarily. I even told him, I was like, I can see myself being with you like in a serious relationship. I was super communicative and straight up. I was just like, it's kind of a matter of time. I was like, I feel like I don't know you that well. I want to just experience more time with you and assess like if we could be together. But I was super open about like I can like envision us being together because we would spend like a good amount of time together and connect on a good level. So yeah. What are you thinking, Brian?
Well, you said he wasn't a high value man, but you consider yourself a high value woman. But I mean, how quick? You said you were seeing him for like 4 to 6 months. How quickly into the relationship did you guys hook up? Or not the relationship, how soon did you hook up? First night, second night, third night?
So basically, he is a friend I've had for like 4 years, so we already knew each other very well. But then like the first night when we were alone, I straight up told him how I felt about him because I really liked his like characteristics and his personality. And we had gone out, and then I hooked up with him the first night. It was just the two of us, but I already like felt that way, and like he was someone very intriguing to me months before that.
What did you tell him? Like, how did you, because you guys were friends before, so how did you broach this, hey, by the way, I have feelings for you, I like you? How did you say it?
I straight up was like, I have to be honest with you. Part of me sees you as a friend, but part of me wants more. I'm attracted to you in an intellectual manner. Like that, that's like
intellectual manner.
Yes, like I'm like.
Is the guy like a fucking physicist? What are we talking about here?
No, not like that. Don't take it so literally.
Oh,
but
okay.
like,
My bad.
when someone just like opens up your mind, you know what I mean? Or like your conversations are like really good. They have a lot of value to like add to your life, like lessons that they could teach you, and like you can teach them a lot. Like I cherish that a lot in all my kinds of like relationships, like friendships or like romantic. So I meant it in that sense, and I was just super open and honest about that.
So what was his response when you dropped this?
Well, he said that he feels like the same way, but I can't really speak about these details actually.
Oh.
Cause like.
Cause why?
This can't reach the world. Like the reason why like the connection also probably couldn't have worked out.
The connection couldn't have worked out? Is there like a family feud or something, a vendetta?
Something, it has to do with like.
Like what?
It's not like it's not serious, like a family vendetta, but it's just like more like nothing.
Wait, I think I know. It's related to your family somewhat? No? Like how your parents might view him?
No, not at all. Nothing
really?
Political, nothing family, just other people in like the circle.
Oh, he fucks like 3 of your friends?
Yeah.
No.
Then what is it?
I wouldn't have been.
It's not
good.
good. Bro, nobody watches the podcast. There's like 3 people watching. Go ahead.
Cap. You literally have like 4 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, but
word
like
gets
most
out.
of that's
this
old.
is social media. Like
That's
this is
old.
real
This
nowadays.
is old.
Like.
Wait, give us a hint. Like what's it?
There was just things in the past that were stopping us from like pursuing the connection.
He was dating a chick?
No.
He was gay?
No.
Had a history of abuse?
No, nothing like that.
You were dating his homie?
Courtney, do you think I should just kind of say it, or he
Dude,
said it?
Courtney.
Just say it.
Courtney.
I mean, give them a little bit more.
How can I do that?
Do it!
How can I
Just
do that and not say too much?
Do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
I mean, YOLO.
Well,
Basically, there was people that we were involved with romantically in the past that probably wouldn't have been happy if they found out we had a connection.
What?
Why does that matter?
Okay, guys, I can't say anymore.
Wait, there are people that each of you were romantically. So is it like a thing where he was dating somebody's ex and you were dating somebody's?
Y'all were interconnected. Y'all was like in this circle.
Some friend.
Not like one of
orgy.
those incest friend groups from high school. Like, no, like, not like that. It was like.
Nick, you've got experience from that?
No, I just thought we were supposed to use that word.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that you had a something in high school. Like,
Okay, I apologize, Nick.
they're related? Are you guys related?
No.
Oh my
no,
God, that's what it
no.
is.
No.
That's what it is.
Did you get like one of your friends pregnant or something?
No. Okay.
No.
It's just.
She's
stuff,
not gonna.
It's just stuff I can't really speak on the same way like Ella couldn't really. But what I will say is that I'm very grateful for any experience, and I feel like anyone should be. And like even with your ex now or whatever, sometimes you don't even deserve closure. Sometimes the connection just isn't meant to be, and we're so young. And sometimes it just like take what they taught you. I'm sure you taught them some stuff, and just take that wisdom into your next relationship and spread it to other people like this right here. And not everything has to be so negative, and I'm grateful for him. He's still someone that I value.
It's interesting though, because you sound like kind of stepping away from this particular convo, but you're upset that he was like on Tinder and he was maybe seeing other women, but you were seeing other guys, but you never, it sounded like you had said, hey, I could see myself being serious with you down the road. Mm-hmm. But it almost sounds like you didn't want to close things off. Did you at any point want things to be closed?
No, like it's something I envisioned in like the future, but just because
You knew
like,
this guy for 4 years and you liked him. Like,
Well-
what? This is okay. Well,
But she's young. She's 20.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
have,
perfect
like,
time
your whole
to get.
life to determine.
No, you don't have your
Yeah,
whole
she
life.
does.
You
No, she
don't
don't.
have your
Like,
whole
you're 20,
life.
girl.
Yeah.
Like,
You
date
don't.
around.
Don't have her
Like,
whole
see
life.
what you like. You know.
Nope,
and,
don't
like,
date
isn't
around.
it enough that I
yeah,
just
date
didn't
around
like that?
multiple
Like,
men at the same
you know,
time.
No,
people-
don't date multiple
Don't do
men
that.
Yes,
at the same time.
At the same time.
That is
Without having
wrong.
sex.
Don't do that.
Of
Wait.
course. Can I say sex?
Yeah, you can say sex.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I just think about this one TikToker. I don't know his name, but he just talks about how, like, back in the day, men used to be like the chasers and the pursuers so much more. Like, you had multiple men knocking on one woman's like door, and she could pick and choose, and like her and her family could pick and choose. Doesn't mean she was seeing them seriously, but I don't know. I feel like the ball is more like so in like the women's court, and like the women should be pursued, if that makes sense. And I don't see anything wrong with women seeing many men, as long as she's very clear about her intentions and that she's doing that. Do you agree? I mean, that's how it used to be. There was like,
Well, I mean, there's a couple things. So first off,
A
I don't
lot
know
of
if
things.
TikTok is if that's the best source for historical dating information, but oh, you have something, and I'll respond. Good.
So this is maybe a little off topic, but like when we're looking at science and we're going way back in the day, like way back at the beginning of human evolution, there was actually studies that found that the human species as a whole was not scientifically meant to be monogamous, right? So there's scientific evidence that supports the reason why like females are able to orgasm multiple times is because they were supposed to go with multiple partners. And literally
What?
the shape,
Oh my
The-
God! Fuck.
and the shape of the man's
need
like
some,
head is literally shaped like that to scoop out
Sorry,
competitor
guys, we have a
sperm,
really bad
right? Because just like in the race of which sperm is going to be able to fertilize
Sorry,
the
guys,
egg,
we had a really
it
bad
was the
spill.
same thing with male competitors back in the day in the beginning of evolution, right? So whoever had the strongest sperm, whoever had the strongest genetics, right? Whoever's genes were going to be able to survive longer and benefit the human race more were the ones that were actually able to meet the egg and fertilize. But nowadays we have society, we have civilization, we have all these other things and all these other standards that monogamy has just kind of become a part of it, right? Which there's nothing wrong. I mean, humans in general are a very social species, and we do need to be around each other. You take someone, you put them in solitary confinement, you don't let them see anyone, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna lose their minds, and they're just not gonna know how to socialize with anyone, right? And that's kind of how we people are. And we have it in our heads now that we need to find someone, we need to do this, we need to do this, and we just need to settle down and everything. But when in all reality, when you're looking for a relationship, instead of looking for, oh, is this a high value man? Is this this? Is this this? Think of, is this person going to support me? Is this person going to stand by me? Am I going to be able to financially, emotionally, and just in general grow with this person to raise kids, to start a future, to stay steady in life? Instead of looking at all these things, oh, he had one Tinder account, think, okay, later down the line, is that Tinder account gonna stay? Because like she said, we are young and things do happen, and there is time to change and fix things and grow in a relationship.
Oh, can I say something in response to what you just said?
Yes.
The first thing is, which one of the sexes get pregnant?
The female.
The female. Okay, so according to sexual selection theory, you're not quite wrong, but you're not accurate in what you just described. And I'm gonna tell you why. Sexual selection theory. The sex that has the babies, they have more parental investment.
Yes.
So it's not the men. So it's maternal investment, right? Sperm competition is what you're referring to. Yes, but women didn't necessarily select multiple men to sleep with. The further back you go, the more animalistic we were, right? So that means men went on to women. Like, I can't say the word, but that was much more of a natural occurrence in the natural world. The further back you go and the more primitive humans were. So like our testes size it speaks to sperm competition, but the woman has always been more selective than the man, and the woman has evolved to select the best mate that she sees for her. So that's why women typically get attached to one man. And most women do not date multiple men at a time. Even with her advice saying, I recommend you date multiple men, I don't even have to say anything against that, because that's not naturally the route that women are going to take. If multiple men come at a woman is going to develop feelings for one man and naturally cut the rest of the men off naturally. Even if you give the advice like date multiple women or date multiple men, she's not going to do it. even if you tell her you should, could be effective, this could help you try to get the dating outcomes that you want, she's still going to naturally release endorphins, hormones that's specific to one man, especially if they have sex, which speaks to her case.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $200. Do not listen to the chick that cannot keep a man and has never been married, or to the fake science girl. Do not date around. Men value purity and beauty, so be that. Men are hunters, be prey.
Okay, so yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So I get what you're saying. We aren't naturally monogamous, but women are more monogamous than men. Men are more polygamous than women. And you see that in our physiology, our anatomical features. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm explaining. So you weren't exactly wrong about the monogamy part, but women are more monogamous than men, and women will tend to get with one man over multiple men. They don't really want to date multiple men at one time. And naturally, the behaviors that they exhibit is going to be exclusive to one man once she finds a man that she likes.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like sleep around. Like if you want to, that's fine. It's not like something I'm like specifically saying. I'm just saying that like these roots that we have may be embedded into us because it is what started our whole species, right? So we could still have these feelings, and that could be why sometimes things happen. You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Oh, so you were talking about how to look more into like, can a man support me? Can I grow with a man? But those things I kind of encompass within like a high value man. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of questions that come when you think of what is a high value man.
I feel like
and I guess I kind of just saw, I'm not saying he can't become one or someone like that can't become one. I just feel like one of the traits a high value man has, or like a partner I'm trying to attract, is self-control, and I don't really see that as self-control or maturity.
Can I hint on that too?
Yes.
I'm really curious when women say self-control as a man. Men typically, when men become high value, they may have came from a position where they weren't desirable. Mm-hmm. So if a man becomes desirable, he now has women that are approaching him, women being around him that he never would have gotten. So it's kind of unrealistic to expect a man to just know how to have sexual discipline if he wasn't exposed to beautiful women. He didn't attract beautiful women at some point in his life. So most men, when they become high value, you can look at entertainers, you can look at athletes, you can look at any guys higher on the socioeconomic ladder. When they get women around them, they typically are going to fuck a lot of those women around them. So Tinder just makes it easier for guys to exercise that option, especially if he's a desirable guy on a dating app. So when women say that, I'm like, that's not realistic to expect a man to have dick discipline, especially if he never had to learn it. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
That's a very interesting point. Yeah, thank you, that makes sense.
Who is next?
Another thing though about like the Tinder profile is that his bio for the Tinder profile was need a +1, and like days before my friend sent me that, he took me as a +1 to like a bar and with his friends. So then I was kind of like, I don't want to be one of the other +1s. I can't really assess how serious he was about that bio, or if he's using the app to seek out girls to bring as a +1 to events to bring around his friends. But I kind of saw as that's kind of embarrassing and pathetic for me. I don't want to be like one of the many girls that he brings as a +1 around his friends. Like I think that's special and like important when someone introduces you to their friends, and I kind of just didn't like that. You know, I don't want to be just one of those other ones.
Like seen as a side bitch.
Exactly.
Did you talk to him about it? Did you have a conversation once you seen that and it gave you the ick?
I just sent it to him because so this is another thing, is that the first picture on his Tinder profile was in my old apartment. So I was kind of just like, wow, like are you like that, just kind of like rude, all of that, or I don't know. I just want to be fully respected.
I think you might be looking too much into that. I feel like girls look way more into that than guys do, because I guarantee he just saw the photo and he was like, damn, I look good. And then you're saying that and you're looking all into it and you're like, that's in my apartment.
I was just like looking at all of it, and him lying about his age on the profile, and him saying need a +1 when I was just brought as a +1, and it being in like my old apartment. I think I just didn't want to keep talking to him after that. I don't know.
Okay.
But I feel like when people are in say like a man and a woman are just like in like the talking stage of getting into a relationship, a lot of women will kind of treat it already like it's a relationship even though it's not. So I also did want to ask, like, were you guys treating the, I guess, talking stage or situationship, like what you guys had, like the same, equally the same? Like, did you guys respect each other's standards and fit those standards and everything?
Yeah,
like that?
I guess we didn't really talk about our standards through the talking stage because we weren't talking seriously for that long. And as far as we talked about it, it was kind of like we can see ourselves being together, just not right now, and we're kind of assessing if, like, how serious that could be, you know?
And I feel like that lack in communication when you are in that talking stage, like, can really fuck a situationship up because you're trying to envision this person to fit all of your standards, yet those standards are never really communicated yet. So I feel like that's one of, like, the big things that...
Maybe I did mess up by not communicating to him, and maybe I do owe him communication still instead of just, like, having ghosted him.
Yeah, I would recommend.
I've thought about that a lot, but sometimes pride gets in the way. Because
Pride will
obviously
fuck
that
a
was
relationship
hurtful
up.
and, like, annoying to see because I really don't want to be just another plus one. Like, I'm not sleeping with other people. Like, doesn't mean I'm not seeing other people, but just to be, like, someone else's plus one out of that I don't know how many, you know, I don't know.
And it's also important to know he can't read your mind either. So if you saying you see him as a potential long-term romantic partner, then it is imperative that you communicate that, because he could be left out in the cold wondering what happened, and you saw something that turned you off, and you made a decision off of that turn off that ended up severing you guys' relationship. So that should be something that you actually should revisit. If you're open to it and that's something you think about still, I would recommend that you revisit that and clear up that line of communication.
Thank you. Absolutely.